Pete Dog.
Oh man, what's happening?
Ah, one of those weekends, man.
Yeah.
One of those weekends. Almost I think I felt like anxiety for the first time last week.
Why is that?
Well,
And
you ever know
congratulations
when you
on
come
going
up with like a
so
crazy
many years without
idea?
having anxiety.
Well, I don't know because I thought it was always anxious, but it almost made me sick the other day.
What's it?
I think what people call anxiety, cuz.
No, but what caused it? What spurred this?
So again, I figured out some really dope ass like idea. I told you, like, one of the biggest problems with the music business is the way the commerce is set up.
Mhm.
I mean, the economy is set up. Back in the day, you probably needed to spend somewhere near 100 to 150,000 to make a record go gold. You know what I mean? And a gold record probably made you about $5 million. So it's like if it was just a single for sale today, it costs more money to market a song, right? It costs more money to market a song than it did 20 years ago, and you make a third of what you make off the song.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So it
Yeah.
costs more money to actually market the song, and then you make a third of what you used to make. You know what I mean? It probably costs twice as much to market a song, and you make a third less than you used to make.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it's like, that's not going to work. That's going to destroy the hip hop business. You know what I mean? Because the hip hop business is built on boutique production companies or boutique labels. But you
Yeah.
watching them all go down a drain and people run because there's no business in it anymore. You know what I mean? They can't figure out the business of it. It don't make no sense. And like, I've came really far. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. Like, cause I came far as hell to learn all of this, to do all of this. And it's not the money as much as it's time to achieve ultimate success. It's time to achieve ultimate success. You know what I'm saying? That's the trick. And it's like, when I finally came out of all that studying, and here we are, it's like the economy changed. Not the business, the economy changed. You know, what it costs to market a record and how much you make off a record. So I didn't realize that really until I put out Cancel. Like, when I put out Tupac Must Die, I don't think I was really worried about the money as much as I was worried about proving my thesis that I had figured out hip hop and marketing. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, if everything that I know that I've learned is correct, then I'm going to have the most talked about record in hip hop for 24 hours. End up being a whole week. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even pay attention to the economy. I wasn't even worried about my stub, my payments for the song. I probably still don't know how much money I made off of Tupac Must Die. You know what I mean? It didn't hit me until 2023 when I started releasing what would become Cancel These Nuts, right? The Kanye Should Have Never Married That Bitch song and that shit. The Kanye song probably has streamed roughly 5 million times, right? Mind you, they won't let me run no advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Like, the title, they feel it's salacious. I bet you they'll let me run it now. You know what I'm saying? But at that time, they felt like the title was so salacious, so they wouldn't let me run no ads on the streaming apps or on YouTube for the video or for the song. They was rejecting my campaigns. So as I'm looking at the statements, you feel me? And it's like over 2 years, like one song may have made me roughly $9,000. And that's a song that kind of impacted. And I was like, that's bad business. Like, you couldn't even afford. Remember, the video cost me $3,500 for the video. You know what I mean? The record probably cost me $500-$600 to make. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, like, it ain't worth nothing. So Cancel showed me a lot. Like, I'm barely, balancing back out my money. And it put me in a situation where I couldn't even really over market it because I realized the money wasn't there. So I was like, all right, so I had to step back, 2024. I worked the shit. I went around. Obviously, I went to Atlanta. I went to everywhere, New York. I marketed the album. I mean, me and Joey, me and Deuce, we went around. We did everything. And I'm looking at the money. I'm like, man, the money fucked up. And then I'm looking around and I see why everybody's getting out of hip hop. Like, it's a lot of rappers that y'all not gonna get records from this year because they can't figure out the economy. Like, there was a time where, they could do a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like that botting thing for a lot of people for over the last 15 years kept lights on. You know what I mean? Like, it was a big deal because if you think about the business ain't fair today. It's like, I like Not Like Us, but I haven't listened to Not Like Us 150 times on no streaming site.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I haven't played Not Like Us 150 times. I might have played Euphoria 90 times. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the business, again, 150 streams in America on one song equal one sale, but that only pay you 69 cents. That's a problem. If like maybe a little kid might listen to a song 150 times if they like it, but ain't no motherfucking adult. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. This is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Let us know you in the house. Feel me? Tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. I mean, we're gonna get into some shit. You know what I'm saying? If you on Facebook, share this post. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That part. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast, going into our 5th season, it looks like. New episode dropping tomorrow. No breaks. No breaks. Feel me? We trying to figure out a dope event for Atlanta. You know what I mean? We trying to figure out how we gonna do the first annual No Ceilings. Either it's a picnic or something. I mean, we gonna do that. But again, we do this to support the No Ceilings podcast. The No Ceilings podcast. It's a link right there in the caption. You feel me? Subscribe to that. Listen to the latest episode. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. So, and shout out to everybody at the lunch table. No Cud, what up? Much love, Brody. Fats, Craze, what's the deal? Queen, Terrence, Squish, thank you for moderating. Westside, thank you for moderating. Sharice, what's the deal? Fats. I finally got all the orders out. 15 orders. I shipped them all. You feel me? I'm back in effect. Like, my mind is right. But it goes back to, I think I was having a growing pain. And then last week was the culmination of it. Because it started, like, I woke up at 2 a.m. not knowing what's wrong with my head. And then Sunday, like, I really felt it at its worst. Like, it was like a sickness was fleeing. And I thought it was like when I was the flu, but it wasn't. It was the mental, like, stress, the anxiety leaving me of what I needed to do. You know what I mean? Of what I needed to do. So it was fleeing me, like sneezing or exhaling a flu, a virus, right? The last of it. So fast forward, here we are. So 150 times pay you 69 cents. And that's how many times they say somebody has to listen to one song to equate to a sale. And that's in America. So I just spent a lot of time figuring out how to counter that. Like, I had to make some really tough choices. Some really, 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 really tough choices. You feel me? And I made them. I finally figured out a plan of release. I finally figured out how I'm going to do it. And now I'm about to go. And it's funny because people on Twitter, Pete, it's like, they like, man, why you don't stop dick riding Kendrick and drop music? You know what I'm saying? Why you don't do this? And it's like, why you got to tweet? It's like, the last West Coast nigga from out of my circle that y'all asked to drop, it was fucked up. Y'all was begging him to drop. Y'all been begging me to drop. So it's going to be a problem. Y'all can look at all this other shit and get it confused. I'm not that kind of person. As a talent, cuz I am going to figure out how to win. I'm going to get better at anything I do, cuz I stay way too sober and too focused on how to win. Y'all been begging me to drop. Again, the last nigga y'all asked out of my circle to drop, and y'all was like, drop. And y'all was begging, cuz that's why we here now. That's why we here now. I saw a motherfucker on Twitter, Pete, telling me that if Nip was alive, he would have went against the West and supported Drake. And I'm like, these motherfuckers is crazy. Like, Nip Dot, Glasses, J-Rock. Nigga, no, none of us going, what? In which world are we ever? And that's when I realized that the homies have ascended to a place that people don't have no cognitive understanding of their relationship with people. Because it's like, Nip is going to go against Glasses or Kendrick or where? In which world? And it's funny that people really felt like, I'm like, Nip was going to be all in no matter what we doing. Nigga, I don't give a fuck who it is. Straight up. Like, nigga, in no world would Nip had not rolled with us. I don't think y'all understand the dynamics.
What was the rationale behind that? Was it
because he did a song with an artist years ago.
What was the artist? Drake?
Yes.
Okay. He had never done a song with Kendrick over the years?
Yes. But fuck a song like these is people like, and niggas know each other parents and shit, dog. You feel me? Like niggas parents.
Sure.
And it's weird that people think in they right mind. I'm like, y'all don't really get the connection in between our class of artists and what we meant with the West Coast. Like how we had to figure it out ourselves. We made our own movement called the New West. Like, y'all don't know. Y'all are people who started showing that man love posthumous. Is that how you pronounce it?
Posthumous.
Posthumous. Posthumous. That's when y'all start showing love. And I'm laughing to myself. Like, I watched Sam. Shout out to Sam. They opened up the Marathon Burger. That shit was dope as fuck. You know what I mean? I love how Cuz keeping his brother legacy, and he loved him with all his heart. And I can see every time I see Cuz the pain in his eyes. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like, but another dude that niggas fuck with went up to the shoot and he thought he was gonna go there and be cool, and he had been fraternizing with Wack, and Wack has unsavory things to say about Nip, talking about his sexuality. And it's like, you gotta understand, none of us gonna think that's cool. Wack know none of us think that's cool. So we're not going to really interact. It don't matter, do I think he just calling that man out his name? No. I'm just saying that ain't cool. And it's like homie didn't really understand that. You know what I mean? I heard him saying that. He felt like the nigga disrespected him. And I know Cuz, like, he an all right dude, but it's like, bro, you just gotta sometimes learn how to be wrong. Sometimes the streets don't really help you understand to see what's wrong. Like when you wrong. And rock Cuz, you just wrong. Like, you my low, bro, but you wrong. Like, nigga, he was right. And he didn't check Cuz, he didn't get at Cuz foul. He really talked to him like more in disappointment. Like, nigga, why do you want to come up here if that's cool with you? Like, it don't work that way. And I heard him say something specifically, you know what I mean, in that exchange that kind of troubled me, because I always talk to Pun and AD about this, that's just the internet, that internet shit. Cuz there ain't no internet shit in our world. Brody, there is no internet shit in our world. We mean everything we say everything we mean. If you fuck with somebody that's talking spicy or saying something that's unfavorable, it could be, you know, it could lead to worse. And I felt like they dealt with him, Pete, really well. They didn't call him out his name because they was deep. They didn't get at Cuz foul. They really told him, like, hey, homie, like, Cuz, like, you tripping. Like, nigga, why, like, you know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, I saw the Oscars yesterday. You know what I mean? They helped calm my anxiety, whatever it was, if that was anxiety, Cuz. I saw that and I saw the joke. I saw the man say the joke. And I thought to myself, I'm like, Cuz, are we going too far? You know what I mean? Like, is the joke too far? And immediately I thought to myself, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Shout out to Rod Dub TV. Hell no. Shout out to Joey Westside. Hell no. Shout out to Juice. Hell no. Shout out to Tree. Hell no. Manny, hell no, we ain't going too far. Hell motherfucking no. if you stop fucking around with it, the joke will stop. But as long as you keep showing you affected, the American thing to do is to keep poking you in the area that shows that this bothering you. That's just what it is. I saw a dude today on Twitter, and I told him to come to the live stream, right? And I told him to come to the live stream because he asked some questions for me.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
I shot you an email from regarding the initial point you were talking about of cost and stuff like that. It's an economics marginal cost curve that kind of parallels, like, as you have increase in production, like meaning there's as more and more hip hop is produced for the consumer, you have a reduction in the total cost, but an increase in the marginal cost.
I like that.
It's applied to raspberries, but it can also apply to records.
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I check that out.
Yeah, this is a simple little graph. It's nothing serious.
Shout out to the United Tribune on Twitter. All my folks on Twitter, make sure y'all retweet this link. Tag cuz the United Tribune. His ad is at UTD Tribune. At U as in United, T as in Tom, D as in David, Tribune on Twitter. And he said, couldn't you argue? Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, that was an argument. So he asked me, what is going on? Okay. Anyway, he was asking me some questions. He brought up to me that Drake told him that Drake has done more for hip hop. That was his premise. And I told, and my point is, I get it. I get the thought. Look, Drake's not the bad guy. He's not. It's not about is he a good or a bad guy. None of that stuff even matter, cuz. Like, none of that stuff even matter. If you're asking me why, like, we don't care. Does that make sense? Like, it's not about that. Like, it's not about that. It's about holding losses and moving on. Just holding losses and moving on, cuz. Just holding losses and moving on. I think people get offended because I keep saying stuff like how important this song is. They hear this song as something that simply calls somebody out of their name. They don't hear what's happening. They don't recognize what's happening. And that's fine, Pete. That's fine. But no, I thought about it. No, hip hop is not going too far. If it inspires more jokes, it inspires more jokes. It just inspires more jokes. Is it going too far? Is that too wrong? Is that wrong, Pete?
I didn't see the Oscars, so I don't know the hell you're even talking about.
So the host of the Oscars, so they call the Oscars the Super Bowl of Hollywood.
Sure.
So the host is, I think it's Conan O'Brien, comes out in the middle of the show and says, okay, we're halfway through. This is where Kendrick comes out and calls Drake a PDF. And everybody laughed.
Got you.
And that shit was funny, cuz, because he bothered. And then he said, oh, yeah, I'm cool though. I'm lawyered up. It's like, that's the whole fucking tag of the joke. Like, cuz you're missing the joke.
Sure, yeah.
You're missing the joke. Cuz when the homie Andrew got at Dot weird and said that weird shit, man, niggas just laughed it off. It was like, all right, you popping it. You see it, you might have to feel me. You talk about the homie gonna check your fucking chin. Like, and Andrew know that. Like, he know that if you make certain jokes, it might come with a squabble, and he cool with that. But it ain't no crying. You can't cry when the jokes happen to you.
Of course.
Like, Meek was the butt of all jokes at one time. You remember Meek was the butt of all jokes at one time, Trap?
Hell yeah. It was going crazy on Meek, man.
Boy, they had 100 jokes for Meek. Boy, they would 100 jokes for Meek. All the jokes they had for Meek the list of jokes was so fucking long. Oh, it was key. They was keying at the Meek jokes.
Not shit.
Funny because
not a world tour, but your girl tour. It was
Yeah.
going crazy.
And Meek dealt with it so player. Feel me? Meek dealt with it so player that it didn't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
Even right now, how they keep rewriting this narrative. Oh, he settled. That don't mean nothing. All that means is he dropped a complaint, a petition. People like, oh, he got paid $10 million. What if people ain't gave him no damn money? And y'all just be saying shit. It be just crazy. The man put out a new album that got some songs that could be on the radio. You is not gonna sue probably the number one, the number one corporation that owns most of the radio stations in America and think you finna get. You got to go work your record now.
People said, who paid $10 million?
People were saying that. They was like, iHeart paid Drake $10 million to settle the lawsuit. And I'm like, it's not a lawsuit.
Oh, it wasn't a lawsuit. It was like what was it? Like an amicus brief or something?
No, he filed a petition. He was trying to make the federal government investigate. So first he filed a petition because he wanted iHeart to turn over certain things about how UMG was promoting the record. But he insinuated to the government, right, through courts, that they were guilty of a corporate RICO. That's in the fucking lawsuit. And I'm like, they're not suing him for money. They wasn't suing him, but people just so weird. And it's like, I always notice certain things where, again, this is audience of fans. Obviously, that's not hip hop. Their introduction into rap music is that man, and they love that man. That's it. But they do not get it. And I have to understand it. It's frustrating, but I have to understand it. Shout out to K-Way. Thank you for the $10, my boy. Peace from Dago, G. How do you navigate the infighting amongst the people out here on the West? Some of these dudes act whack, have been beyond disrespectful to Dot, Nip, etc., but still get homie support. You don't support them. Like, look, if two people beefing, bro, because it ain't really no infighting, K-Way. That's my problem. If it's infighting, then I really don't got to take a side. If they're fighting, like if two people arguing with each other, they see each other and they beefing, that's really their problem. But if it's just a thing where you talking shit about somebody that I knew you wouldn't say that shit to their face, I can't stand behind what you're saying because I know you wouldn't say that to them. That's where it's at. It's just real and fake. It ain't even about taking sides. It's like, can't nobody say nothing insulting about Nip. Nip passed away. So at this point, it's just not cool. If you say anything insinuating anything funny, it's not cool. Hold on one second. Jazz, what up?
Oh, I was about to cuss you out, boy.
Well, I'm doing my live stream. You interrupted me, so now you're on my live stream and everybody hear you because I didn't want you to. I didn't want you to
cuss him out. It's great for the stream. Everyone loves it. It went over so well Friday.
He said, get on him because because Jazz had called me 3 times and I'm like, okay, something might be wrong, and I'm close enough to where if he calling me, I might need to bring a gun or something. So
no, I was gonna treat you to lunch, man. No, go.
Okay, I'll be done in 30 minutes, and we could probably I'll be done.
I'm picking up the grant. Just call me when you're done.
30 minutes, big bro.
Just hit me.
30 minutes. I'll be done in 30 minutes, big bro. Okay, love you. Now he was calling me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm worried. I'm like, dude, do I need to go get a gun or something? So it's not if two people infighting, I just really stay out of everybody mix. So like I watch homies clash and get into it, you feel me? But I just stay out the mix. But when it's some behavior I don't approve of, like one thing is if you say something that I think you wouldn't say to somebody's face, like Ak is not an infighter person, right? Ak is somebody from outside. Obviously, Ak is not somebody I believe would say this to anybody's face. No disrespect, Ak, cuz I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying you don't strike me as somebody that's looking for conflict in a personal space. So there's going to be a lack of respect for the things he said about other people to me, because I don't think you said it to them. Now, it's certain people that, look, I always tell Charlamagne, because if you going to say this to somebody's face, I can't be mad at you. I don't care. That's y'all problem. Feel me? But if I think you talking bad about a nigga that died or something, like, it's funny to me because people felt like I was talking shit about Tupac, and I'm like, cause I've never said anything a disparaging remark about Tupac in my life. I don't have no, even the song has no disparaging remarks about Tupac ever. Never. And it's one thing to start talking about that man's sexuality or all that shit, bro. You not look, Wack is a lot of things. He wouldn't have said that to NH. I mean, I don't think it's out of fear. I just think niggas didn't play with that dude and like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't play with him. So I get why nobody respect when niggas is talking shit about somebody when they pass away. I don't think Wack is a buster or no punk. That nigga's a man. He gonna stand his ground, cuz. But at the same time, you can't be talking about that man dead, cuz. That ain't right.
Did the guy show up just to like create a scene?
I don't think. Well, he had a relationship with all of us. It wasn't even like somebody we don't know. We know that dude. That's what make it so weird.
On there that was
that's
funny,
what makes it so weird. You feel me?
My only thing about that situation was like it was like they spoke before everybody got around. They spoke. You know what I'm saying? And Sam said how he felt. I think Son should have just been like, all right, you got it. And then it was like it just started snowballing and going further and further. And niggas start coming around and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't know if it was to a point where the shit was because everybody started coming around and cameras around because the shit just started snowballing. You know what I'm saying? Because Sam first pressed him, it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, you can't be it. This.
But even that to me, like, I don't think Sam pressed cuz or disrespected cuz. I don't think he did either. Something real. He didn't call cuz out his name. He didn't say nothing foul. That nigga said, hey, homie, like, I'm not cool with this specifically. And I respect that. He didn't get at that boy foul. Like, he was very assertive about his attitude, which he should. This nigga brother died, bro. The homie died. Yeah. So it's like, I expect better from you. So in real life, really, Rock should have just got on, cuz, like, really. You know what I mean?
That's what I feel like too.
Cuz wanted to press the thought. And it's like, now niggas got to explain to you what's wrong. And it's like, you kind of already know that. But again, that speaks to this shit that's happening where people keep trying to separate the internet from real life. That can't happen in hip hop. You can't separate the internet from real life in hip hop. They don't separate. You know what I mean? They don't separate in real life. So, you know, I'll watch some of the homies be like, oh, it's just content. No, it is not, cuz. No, it is not. It is not just content. This shit's serious. It's niggas' names, it's niggas' reputations, it's niggas' brands. So I don't really think I really give Sam an A+. Like, I think he dealt with it well. I think he kept his composure. He stayed focused on what they was trying to do, but he also let him know, hey man, this ain't cool. You know what I mean? You don't need to be here with us, and you think that's okay. And then I understand what Rock is saying, but it's like, you can't just say that that's just some internet shit. You can't say that. That's like a nigga talking about head, bro. Like a nigga talking about head, and he think he gonna fuck with me after that. Feel me? That's like Nip, you can't, like Dot, I'm not finna sit down with no nigga. You didn't call Dot out his name, we gonna have a problem, first off, that's my homeboy. And minus if you say it to me, you know what I mean? Or you don't say it to me, that's my homeboy. Feel me? Like, nigga, you can't call my homeboy no bitch, and I'm right here because you think I'm a bitch. You feel what I'm saying? Pete, like, I just ain't made like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, I be seeing niggas say little shit about Dot, you can't sit across from me saying this type of shit about Dot. That's a fight. That's a fight because it's disrespectful to me. You know that's my homeboy. I expect you to treat somebody. If you know somebody my homeboy, dog, treat that nigga like you would treat me until he do something past, you know, if he do something to you, Trap, like if he did something to you, that's y'all problem. But if he ain't did nothing, you just side busting on the conversations and you called this nigga. I done seen some of these niggas call Dot a bitch and all that. Hey, check this out, bro. That's a problem. That ain't cool.
But at the same time, you can't jump off on the internet. Everybody on the internet will say some dumb shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not, but you're
gonna,
not gonna see everybody, and you can't
Yeah, that's what I'm
argue with
saying.
them on the internet. But
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this, like you might run into his friend.
Mhm.
Like you might, it's one thing, you can have a negative opinion. You can say you don't like the song, you can say this, that, and the third. You call the homie out his name, cuz that's a problem for me.
Mhm.
Don't talk about the homie like that to me, and don't talk about the homie if you say you fuck with me.
Yeah.
You making me look like a sucker. You say you fuck with me, but you calling Dot a bitch. In which world you think that's cool? Y'all ain't never had no problem. I can see if y'all got into it, cuz, and this where you stand, but let alone you dick riding some other rapper, cuz, and some stranger that you don't know, feel me? You dick riding, and then you call a homie out his name. That's a problem. And I'm not gonna, like, even if it don't escalate to like, I'm not saying, shout out to Problem, because he always be on me about this, to Jason Morton, but I'm not saying everything need to go straight to physical violence. I'm just saying I'm not finna stand with you publicly to vouch for nothing you doing. That ain't cool.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't made like that. But I don't think he disrespected Rock at all. I saw someone Rock was talking a little bit and he felt that Rock, you tripping, cuz he didn't disrespect you, bro. He was right. He was right, cuz that's really how all of us see it too. Everybody see it, even if niggas ain't talking back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Even if we not saying nothing, it's like, cuz that's how we see it. You know what I mean? It's just again, I don't think it's worth, like I heard Cub was talking about Squab, like, hey, Cub, it ain't worth none of that. You tripping. You know what I mean? Really, you really gotta make a choice, cuz you can't be internet cool with niggas who disrespecting people for real. If you feel that way. Shout out to Mark Gear. Thank you for the $5. I was more upset seeing YG work that grill with that white beater on. Shout out to YG. That nigga be showing up for the homie, cuz rest his soul. Shout out to YG, cuz he show up. That was cool. I like that. HBK Lean. Gee, a lot of these pages you be going back and forth with be fake or rage bait motherfuckers. You don't really go, but that's the thing about a little Lean. Like, you don't really go back and forth with people. You just making content and tweets for people to engage with. Some of the fakest page that got one follower or no follower, or this they third tweet, they might inspire me to create a tweet that's worthy of engagement to start a greater conversation. So, you know what I mean? And plus, it don't matter how many, followers somebody got on Twitter or nothing. That ain't the point, bro. Everybody deserves to be heard until you just being stupid. You just get out of control or you get disrespectful.
I got 6
Shout
or
out to
7
Chocolate
now.
Drop, huh?
I got 6 or 7 now.
There you go.
6.
Shout
maybe.
out to Chocolate Drop. Why they let Snoopy Roo carry on like that about Dot? They don't. Snoopy wouldn't say that to none of them people. Snoopy Badass would not say that to none of them people. None of them people. You know what I mean? Now, again, he not somebody I think is a buster or none, but he not finna call that man out his name. You know what I mean? He don't even know the nigga enough to even talk to him like that. But again, sometimes people get on this thing and feel like it's just content. Like if y'all notice through this whole battle, right? Drake, Dot, whatever. Everybody know I knew Drake, right? We Cash Money same time. Never had no ill will. Look at my Twitter, always love. Dot is this is my heart. That's my nigga. So it's different. I love that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's a completely different relationship. But neither guy do I have any ill will for. Through this whole thing with Drake, siding with the homie, I ain't never one time called Drake a bitch. I have described him so like, man, that's some bitch ass shit. I ain't never in my life called that man no bitch out of his name. Never. You ain't gonna find one tweet. You ain't gonna find nothing. I'm not gonna do that, and it's not because I couldn't. Obviously, I could say it to Cuz face and all that. Like, it ain't like he the type of person that's gonna put any. You know what I mean? It ain't to say he can't spend his money and have something done, Cuz, but he don't demand that type of. He don't demand that type of fear. Period. I just respect every man, so I'm not gonna disrespect Cuz. I ain't disrespected that dude one time. Like if I'm talking about the actions, I'm talking about mistakes, I'm talking about this. I still ain't never disrespected that man one time. Cause I gave that man respect the first day I met him. I'm gonna give him the same respect today till he do something that showed me I need to disrespect him. I mean, and then I'm not gonna disrespect him in front of y'all. We're gonna have a problem for real. So I again, somebody that my homie battling because I never got into it, you feel me, and started to disrespect him. Like I might laugh at some jokes. Yeah, they joking, they making he look like a rat because he, telling on UMG, you retweet them posts. That's funny. Ha ha ha. He can't even be no snitch because he ain't no criminal. So it's not none of that. Even if they make a joke about PDF or they A minor, that's funny, bro. That's a joke. I ain't never called that man no pedophile or nothing. I'm not talking about no nigga like that because if you really that, I really need to be punching on you. I don't have no business making no fucking, you know what I mean? I don't have no business making no motherfucking song about you or, or antagonize you online.
Yeah, I stay away from that. Calling him a bitch and all that too. Though I don't even say the man music bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk. I listen. You know what I'm saying? For more, so I just feel like he ain't part of hip hop and call out the corny shit that he do. That's about it.
Sure, which I would do for everybody. Nobody, even Dot, even the homies, I still would do the same thing for the homies, and they would do it with me. They'd be like, "Glass, that's some corny shit." That's what that's one thing, but. Him overreacting to it and shit is what's making it worse.
Yeah.
And shout out to Reclaiming Our Throne founder. He said, I did too, but I am a fan. And that's true. So as a fan, you could be a little bit more vested. You're not seeing these people. The way I conduct myself, I say something because I be meaning it, and I expect to run into everybody in the business. I'm going to run into Drake again. If Cuz felt some kind of way about what I'm saying or joking, cuz we could get down. You could have your man, cuz we could get down. Like I intend to see everything that I'm talking about.
I don't see it anytime. I think Drake, I don't know, because the way he going about the shit, I don't think he's spinning the block on nobody, like as far as like rekindling friendships and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he just gonna move on. Or I mean, I think because he even saying the shit at shows and shit like that right now. But me and niggas, none of them motherfuckers who you call friends had anything to do with you and Kendrick going at it. So you expected everybody to come and choose your side and not side with Kendrick at all. You thought everybody was going to just sit on your side. Wasn't nobody going to give their true opinion upon the whole shit. So
I just don't think people are siding with Kendrick because they like his song. I don't think that
they do though.
Siding with Kendrick because they like his song.
Ain't no, it's nothing wrong with people realizing who won.
That's
you go to a fight. All right, so look, right. So you got the fight that happened this weekend.
Yep.
You got people coming out.
Shout out to Lamont Roach. Great fight.
Yeah, great fight. You got people coming out right now and saying, "Yo, Tank lost that fight, B."
Sure.
So you think Tank gonna be on some? Everybody who's he ain't gonna mess with Cam no more. He ain't gonna mess with.
He might Tank be tripping, but listen. Again, I say this. Hip hop, man, you are the elected delegate of a community. You got to know that. You're a representation of a community. I'm finna do something with one of the homies, Marcellus Wiley, and he was saying that he had an issue with culture. I saw a post where he had an issue with culture because you have to do certain things. Well, that's what hip hop is all about. That's not what Black culture. I can't get into that because I quite don't know what y'all think that is. Again, it's gonna get different. But I know specifically with this street urban thing, this hip hop thing, you are an elected delegate. You have a responsibility to represent. And when things start going bad is when you start putting yourself before the movement. That's what Kanye is doing. He's putting his own thoughts before all of our thoughts. And then he'll try to cross them up to make us feel a certain way. But that's your job. Your job is to represent us. Whatever that us is, whatever community you represent. That's why the greatest guys, Snoop, Cube, Jay, feel me, Nas. You don't think for 2 seconds Nas said too many things that ever let Queens down in his life. Nas is probably at this point a representative of all ghettos in America, and he ain't said 1,000 things that let us down. You know what I'm saying? He understands the job at hand, the task at hand. You know what I'm saying? And every now and then you'll see a rapper start to put themselves before, you know, the movement. And you're not supposed to do that in hip hop. That's the day you really go pop. You done. Hip hop is a us thing. It's a we thing. It's not a me thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's the tricky part. So honestly, even like I'm from 7th Street Watch, right? I represent Bloods in LA too. You know what I mean? I don't get the luxury of just being a representative of Crips. Nigga, I have to represent all the Damu homies the same way. I can't let the Damu homies look stupid. That's why I'm gonna always tell niggas what it is. I didn't clash with other Crips talking big enough certain Damu niggas and certain Damu communities that I know really press their line and do their thing. So I take this representation of this LA ghetto thing serious. And a lot of artists don't quite get that. You know what I mean? They just be trying to worry about themselves. And it's like, that's not what this is for. That's not what this is for. It's a tough out. It's a tough out, Pete, cuz it's a tough out, Pete. It's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. It's a lot of responsibility. And it's heavy, Pete. It make your knees weak, Pete. That shit, I'm not lying, dog. Some days it be like, damn. You know what I mean? Because you might got to
tough to be a solid individual, man. You just got to remain solid. Yeah, that's it.
No, but it sometimes I don't always have to agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes like it might be 9 people that understand it and I just don't. But then guess what? You go with y'all 10. So it's okay. Like being a great leader means you got to be okay sometimes with following. And then the things that you just absolutely can't, it make more sense for me to not sell out the culture, to sell out everybody else, feel me, and try to change the 9 mind. If it's 10 of us, I'm going to try to change the 9 mind. I ain't finna go out and make the 9 look crazy. You feel what I'm saying? If it's 10 of us and they all want to do one thing, I'm going to work on them. I'm not finna go, man, them 9 niggas is crazy. Shout out to United Tribune. This is the guy who wanted to meet us, Pete, and he was asking me questions. Can you talk about the game? Is he not culture? Yes. The game is very much street urban culture. Very much. Yes. Game is street urban culture. There you go. What's up, Pete? What's up? You straight?
No, I thought you were gonna pull another comment up. I don't know who that guy is. Is a United Tribune just a counter? Is United Tribune like a whole thing, like a whole thing, like a platform?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what his thing is. He was just on Twitter and he was just asking me questions, and I was just laughing at him because he was saying some crazy shit. Shout out to B Bray. They were artists before them, and there'll be artists making money after them. Facts. How much is your soul worth? Facts. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's everything. That's everything. You feel me? Shout out to homie. He right. Like that's really the truth. And you got to know that. But it started with homie because he felt like NH would go against us. I get it, man. I get it why people see the West the way they see it. It is a very, like what's funny? It's one of those things that people would get mad at. Shout out to Queen Lady Act, where I would say gangbanging taught me this different level of loyalty. It taught me how to be down. Like, you know what I mean? It's like when you friends with somebody, it's one thing, but when you a gang member, like it could be 5 people jumping your homeboy, punching on your homeboy. Y'all both better get y'all ass whooped.
That's a fact.
That's a cultural thing. That's not a standard thing for friends. Maybe if you are a regular person in society and 5 people is jumping your friends, you're going to call the police. We're going to call the police. You know what I mean? Where I'm from, yeah, you got to get beat up too. Y'all better win together or get beat up together. And it sounded crazy, but as I got older and grew up in it and came out of it, it's one of the greatest lessons that I ever got. Like, I love that. I love how what I believe. I love that. Shout out to the United Tribune. I get you, but Kendrick ain't a gang member. That's a lie.
Oh boy.
You got that? Yeah. Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
What you say? PM to the AM funk?
Yeah.
That's how I go, right?
I get it though, bro. It's the songs, bro. They be like, man, he's a good kid. No, he is not, cuz I keep telling y'all. I know he be like, this nigga glasses really blowing my cover. But bro, he's not like that, bro. That dude be on some timing, man. I don't know. He be on some timing. So look.
Hey, blowing his cover, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying not to, but it just be crazy because they be talking about this. Like you be listening to them talk about these people that you really know. Like they'll be telling me about Nip, and it'd be somebody who just started listening to Nip 5-6 years. They like, well, I watched enough interviews and I heard enough songs, and I'm like, really, like Trap, like really, you could kind of, and maybe it don't seem like it's obvious how much I know a Dodd or Kendrick or J Rock or Bishop or any homie. I get it. Maybe it don't come across because I would imagine if you Google or YouTube it, you probably can see there's a really developed relationship there. But maybe you just like, oh, this is just some guy, from the West Coast. It's like, nah, bro. It's way more to that.
To answer TKJ's question, what's different is that he did not hit it first.
Oh man,
that's not what he was asking.
I saw an interview the other day where Ray J said he's not from Mob Piru. Ray J is not from Mob Piru. Ray J is from Centerview Piru. He didn't correct him, but Ray J is Centerview dude, man. Like it's just different. Y'all listen to these people, man. These people grew up with these people their whole life, man, and that's just what it is.
I think that there was a missed opportunity for the Kanye should have never married that bitch Ray J remix.
Oh, that would have been fire.
That was a missed opportunity. We're going to have to put that out.
That would have been fire.
That's going to have to happen.
Shout out to Yato. Can't be mad at that, though. People actually thought DJ Quick wasn't affiliated. I don't know how they thought. I don't care if DJ Quick made that one song using Gangsta. No, I'm not. Listen to all the other damn songs.
I hadn't left the orange curtain, and I didn't think that.
I thought that that's the reason why him and MCA was going at it. It was the Crip and the Blood. That's what I always thought.
Shout out to CEO Glasses. If you're his friend, why do you keep trying to make people think he's not a good guy?
Careful, she might be a CEO.
Clearly wants to bring positivity for a reason. Why mess that up? I don't really respect that. It's not messing anything up. Piru CEO can bring positivity. You could be a Piru and be a positive guy. You could be from a gang and be a positive guy. Snoop is a positive guy. He's an excellently positive guy. But it's a difference between being a good guy and a positive guy. A good guy, meaning in the way they're talking about it, is somebody who doesn't engage in things that are against the rules. You know what I'm saying? And that's just not who we talk about. So I think you're conflating, you know what I mean, being positive with versus being a good guy. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a bad guy. Like he's not a, you know what I mean? I'm not saying like he's a snatch old lady purse type of guy or, like that. I'm just saying he's not somebody. He's a lot different than his opponent. You know what I mean? Very different guy. Think he would have tried to piece it behind closed door, not Drake's corner, to apologize for that. No, he wouldn't. Nip wouldn't even did that. Listen, man, I don't know if y'all really understand the kind of person Nipsey Hussle was or is. It's not that. He would have not tried to say, hey, man, y'all need to stop. He'd have been screaming for blood. He'd have been screaming for shit to happen. It's just how we roll. It's just how we made, bro. YG got an even bigger song out of Drake, a huge smash hit record. Feel me? A smash hit record out of Drake. The Nip song wasn't even a big song. The song with him and YG is a smash. YG is a West Coast nigga through and through. Like, we are West Coast niggas through and through. That means it's a developed relationship. It's nuanced, especially for the ones like us that was outside for real, building with each other. Like, we not just somebody, we rap and we live in the same town and we might see each other. We used to make it our purpose to share shows, make it our purpose to come see each other in regular lives. Nip came to my dad's house. It's different. Dot is like, it's not just some guy I know. It's like, it's different.
When Drake said that, when he brought YG name up, what was your first thought right there?
I laughed. Like, oh, he think
He did.
It don't work that way. Like, you can't buy us. You can't. You could do stuff. We're not the West. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Some of the guys in the streets are for sale because they need a job. They got to feed their family. But the rappers, you can't buy us. Like, West Coast hip hop, we're not for sale. Like, we're not. It's just not gonna work that way. You really got to build real relationships with us. And we still not finna go against the coast. Shout out to the the United Tribune. My pushback is the game, though. The game would not go against the program. Now, he may not sway with the program because he got his personal relationships with Drake and blah, 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 and he gonna stay out of it. But that for sure wouldn't have been Nip. In part two, game wasn't gonna go against the program. Chuck ain't finna go against none of us. That we know Chuck. Like, for real, he put us all on. That just looked crazy. We already looked at him crazy for doing what he did then.
Mm-hmm.
We was like, nigga, what are you doing? Nigga, it's us. Nigga, you put us on. Feel me? So we looked at him crazy just for staying out of it. He didn't even go against the great. He just stayed out of it. We like, man, what's up? Like, we felt some kind of way because that's a real bond between all of us. Shout out to TKJ. Then why he didn't shoot the fair one? Trust me, if he wanted the fair one, he could get it.
Who?
Tell him, reach out.
What you talking about?
He talking about why didn't Dot shoot Drake the fair one? He will.
Man.
He will fast. He will. I don't think Drake wants the fair one. I don't think Drake wants the fair one. Shout out. I think fighting for a righteous and honorable reason still makes you a good guy. Yeah, but sometimes we fight and it's not for a righteous or honorable reason. You know what I mean? It's a little different. Shout out to TKJ. Drake was in the Bompton and the 100 video. Where was that energy to draw the line in? Nobody knew nothing was happening in. I didn't know what was happening.
I don't like when y'all say
I didn't
that.
know what was happening.
I don't like, bro, that man was, that's why I be saying, I done mentioned it to Wack before. And he said, no, ain't nobody. He said the same thing you say, ain't nobody know nothing like that. I'm like,
bro,
words on that song.
Niggas say a lot of shit about Wack. Niggas say a lot of shit about Wack. Wack is a West Coast nigga. Don't get it ever confused. I don't give a fuck what he's selling y'all on. That nigga's a West Coast nigga. You don't have a choice. It's almost like your passage. Like, nobody gonna go against the West. It just don't work that way, bro. We just all represent it. You know what I'm saying?
So when you heard that verse, you didn't think that was going at what's name?
Huh?
When you heard that verse, you didn't think that was Drake shooting a shot at Kendrick?
That's what they said. I didn't know it, but the United Tribune, basically game a little soft. No, game is not soft. That's not true. I mean, I just think he found himself in the middle of something that he didn't want to be in the middle of. I don't know. I don't know the dynamics of him and Drake's relationship. You know what I'm saying? I don't know it, but he felt like he didn't want to take a side, which I still think he tripped out, but that don't make him soft.
I feel like he didn't choose the side, he just set the side. He just stepped to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
We was mad about that.
Yeah. Shout
out to Jody Jebs. Hey guys, do you guys talk politics? Just wondering. No, because I don't really trust people talking politics. There's always something you don't know about politics that get out of control.
We could talk crypto though. We got any crypto information. I'm trying to
people working on something crazy.
Trying to come up.
No. We don't pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like, pick and choose what? None of us knew He couldn't have shot that video over there and he was dissing Dot. That just would have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
That just would have never. Y'all got to realize how deep all this stuff is. It's intertwined in a different way. Like he would have been set up. Like I think Wax said that. Like they would have never left if they knew that they was talking about Dot like that. Top and Wax. Like it's way too many connection points. It's way too many connection points. You feel me? It's like that would have never happened. You're not finna be dissing him. Not in that circle. It's that all of these circles are way too close. All these circles are way too close. So no. Am I gonna have a crypto coin? Yep, I am. Me and Pete working on something now.
Let's go.
I think this needs to be moved to the block ecosystem, the lunch table.
The lunch table?
Yeah.
Or maybe we could add a show.
Something.
The block ecosystem. What's that?
Shout out to THJ who quoted the line, I would have all y'all fans if I didn't go popping and stay on some conscious shit. I thought he was talking about J. Cole, 1,000 other people. I thought that was just a random line, so I didn't really think much about it.
What's that bad though?
Whatever. Yeah.
What's that bad of a line though?
I always say King Kunta is a Drake diss. He ain't never admitted it. I'm like, that's a Drake diss. He just laughed.
Is that the one he said sharing bars like a two-man set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it, but he won't admit it, so I can't say, yeah, I'm sure, but I think so. Now that I get everything, I'm like, oh, that's a Drake diss.
I thought DNA was a Drake diss.
See, I never even listened to all them words. The singing song with Rihanna?
No, DNA. I'm bugging. But DNA, you know DNA. He performed DNA at the
Yeah.
He performed DNA at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to
that.
Yeah, that's true. I thought it was a line about Common back then too. But Drake could have stayed on some conscious shit. Like, how would he even be conscious? Like, he's not aware of enough stuff to make that work.
Exactly. I don't think he ever was conscious.
He
doesn't know the example of conscious.
Like Dot got resentment. Wayne signed him instead of no. He don't have no resentment for that. That don't even make sense. When Wayne signed Drake, Dot was signed to Def Jam. He had a developmental deal with Jay-Z.
Real quick,
yeah, I want to hear the songs when he rap like Jay-Z. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear those songs.
I dig them out.
Real quick, Nick, like tokenized IP creation, stakeholdership type of thing, but it's there. It's early in that phase.
Yeah, we're trying to make it something really. We're trying to make it something really dynamic, rooted in something more permanent that actually really turns into, for lack of better terms, usable money on in life. You know what I'm saying? So it's I got Pete figured it out. I got Pete and another homeboy really figuring it out. GNX cover like Carter 2, not a coincidence. It's 1,000 covers with niggas in front of cars. You might be pushing TKJ, like you might be asking a little too much.
The Yado the God comment, like, I don't know a lot about that suit, but I don't see why the one would necessarily impact the other. Like, if Wayne had a righteous claim that he wasn't fully paid out in some capacity by Birdman, I don't know why that would mean you wouldn't want to sign then to Wayne if Wayne got ripped off in some capacity. I don't know the ins and outs of all of it.
Everybody want to sign to Birdman right now. Trust me. Birdman get a really bad rap. Birdman's a really great businessman, a really great person to invest in you, and a really great person to have in your corner if you in this business. You know what I'm saying? It is not. Birdman is amazing to have in your corner. Like him and Wayne, you got to remember they was 20 years deep of doing business. I'm sure everybody felt like they lost some money. And I'm sure it could have been possible. It's not impossible, but trust me, it's not, because Birdman is not a fantastic businessman and take care of his artist. Stunner Man takes care of his artist to the greatest ability. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where did this come from, but you know, Birdman do his shit, and he is somebody that I was signed to Birdman for years. I would tell somebody to sign a stunner. I would tell somebody to sign a stunner. That could be the best thing you ever did with your
Would
career.
you tell someone to sign to Wayne?
I mean, yeah, hell yeah. If Tez is there too, fuck yeah. Shit. Hell yeah. I mean, look, it's a challenge anyway. It's a challenge, man. Like somebody was talking shit yesterday. Like my first single certified, I think it went 58 on the charts, Hot 100 charts. That's really good. I was looking at somebody's song that was top 10. I would kill to have that. You know what I mean? So you could always feel like it's better on the outside. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, Wayne, Cortez, Stunner, Slim, like you can't get better than that. You can't get better than that. They some of the smartest. They get busy. Like the shit they was able to do in my career. Don't get it wrong. Like I get it. It's easy to look at my career and be like, oh boy, they messed glasses up, or glasses this, or people didn't like glasses. No, it's a lot of things that have to. We was talking about. It's a lot of things that have to come correct to make it work, and it just works out like that. It's not easy. You know what I mean? It don't have to lock up. You could be, trying to lock up the work and it don't lock up. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it go. You know what I mean? But it's up to you to keep going, even though you struggled or you didn't figure it out. It's up to you to want it bad enough to keep going to figure it out. And trust me, the lessons that I learned from Birdman, the lessons I learned from Slim, the lessons I learned from Mac 10, Cortez, certain people that was around me at that time, that's what makes me a much more dynamic artist than most people in my position now. Like somebody was bringing it up. They was talking about other artists that they felt were doing better than me. And I didn't get offended. I just took it like, okay, cool. But because they don't have no idea you finna see some shit you ain't never saw before. You ain't never saw what I'm about to do. And that, Birdman won't get enough credit. You know what I'm saying? Slim won't get enough credit. Mac 10 won't get enough credit. Lil Wayne won't get enough credit. You know what I mean? Because it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in 3 or 4 years. It might have took, fucking 17 years to happen, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the truth. Shout out to Monet Self-Love. First time seeing you at the lunch table. Thank you for the $5. That's much love, Queen, for sure. The way Wax said Drake was scared, it's not far-fetched that Drake didn't directly tell anyone if it was a Kendrick diss. Yeah, he for sure didn't tell nobody that was a diss against Dot. That would have been a problem. That is right. Yeah, no chance. That would have been bad.
Yo, I think his little, I think he was like, yeah, I got one on him. They didn't even know I was talking about Kendrick. Yeah, looking like Screech. Yeah, I got one on
Compton.
On the Compton and said it. Yeah. They didn't even know.
That was a thing in rap. Remember that? That's why I thought hip hop was going too far, when people was going to each other's neighborhoods shooting videos and shit. That's what the Atlanta police, his own little baby, about. They're like, man, y'all done got some people killed, and I didn't like that with the police, but that's where hip hop be going too far. When you start going to other people's community, trying to embarrass them that you ain't got no business being in, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I got one over on them.
Yeah, we was in Compton. I was with the Pod Rules. And
they didn't tell me I want to pull up on his block.
There's nothing he could do.
Nothing he could do. They was with me. I was with the bros.
That's with the bro.
I was with the bros.
Yeah, I was with the bro. Shout out to Jody Jed. Said, wait, you're an artist? What is your name? I want to listen to your music. Glasses Malone.
Who said that?
Jody Jebs. But Jody Jebs found us
on her second day.
Yeah, this is like her second trip. Glasses Malone, Jody Jebs. Listen to Cancel These Nuts. This is a great album. This is as great as the title sound.
Yeah. Jody Jebs.
Nah, so hip hop is not going too far. No, it's not.
I'm gonna look up Jody Jebs right now.
That is not the real Jody Jebs. I have a feeling.
Let me see who Jody Jebs is.
No, shout out to everybody. That's the point of doing this stream, to expose people not only to the podcast, but to the fact of a brand of Glasses Malone. It's, my intellect was always something people felt like I should bank on, and I didn't. I focused on the music. You know what I mean? I had to get better at it, but now I feel comfortable doing both. So it's all good.
I have one request, just in general, as a basic rule for the comment section Yeah, I'm trying to tell anybody what to do, but for the readers, at least this particular reader, if we could do away with pronouns and just say the name of the person you're talking about, because I know who he is about 1 out of 5 times.
Got it.
It's all he. I guess they're having conversations with one another, which is great. But I look over and I'm like trying to keep up, and I'm like, who the hell's he?
Yeah, you really can't pay attention to the chat when you're doing the stream. Like you got to take
hard.
it.
I tried. It was hard.
Yeah, it'll be all bad. Well, again, that's gonna do it for the lunch hour. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here. No ceilings. The lunch hour live. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you're in the house. We back Wednesday at noon. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. We do this to support the No Ceilings podcast. Look in the description. You'll see a link. Subscribe over there. If you're new to this page and you never heard of Glasses Malone, go to Spotify. Listen to Cancel These Nuts. It's a very good album.
Shout out Joey Westside
everybody's
of
been
Deuce.
begging me to drop. Everybody's been begging me to drop music, and we about to drop a lot of music. So remember the last West Coast person y'all asked to drop. All y'all, OVO
drop.
Yeah, y'all was like, drop. Yes, Jody Jebs. They was like, Glasses Malone, drop. Y'all asking me. Y'all know the last time y'all asked somebody that would happen. So, you know what I mean? It's going to get worse. Make sure you subscribe to the No Ceilings page.
What up, Quentin?
See me on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. All of the merch went out. Squishy, your merch will be there. I hope you like your package. It is a lot of dope stuff in there. Love y'all, man. Thank you, Michael Love, for that $2 for the sauce. Be concise at the lunch table. That is the point. Concise. Much love, y'all.
Can't be late, too.